Do you realize I've been waiting for you for hours?
I was busy.
Until this hour?
I was looking after a young lady who had a bad accident. I wasn't particularly bothered about budgeting my time.
Perhaps if you were, it would have helped. At least you might arrive home in a little better mood.
If I am not in a good mood, sir, I have a very good reason. I lost her.
I apologize. But I'm sure you've learned to take these kind of things in stride.
Let me tell you something about being a doctor, Father. You can practice all of your life, and you never learn how to take a patient's death in stride. I don't, anyway. You wanted to talk to me. Any particular reason?
Well, of course there's a reason. You realize that damn spa opens tomorrow?
Yes, I know. Monica mentioned it. Why?
Well, Lila plans to go to the opening.
So?
Alan, think. We've got to prevent her from going anywhere near that place.
Yes. My mind's still in the emergency room. No, we mustn't let Mother get anywhere near Beatrice.
Exactly. But that's not the worst of it.
Then what?
Well, I'll probably have another heart attack, and this time it could very well be the end of me.
We are not going to let that happen. Believe me, I know how important it is that Mother doesn't get anywhere near that spa tomorrow.
Not tomorrow or the day after, any time in the future. Not as long as Beatrice is in the picture.
All right. Question is, how are we going to do it? I mean, all of her friends are going to be there. I mean, she's going to feel completely out of it. It's like not inviting her to the party of the season.
Well, she can't very well go to the party if she's on a plane to Palm Beach in the morning, can she?
How are we going to get her to go to Palm Beach? If she doesn't want to go, she won't go. I mean, you know, Mother.
She'll go if you say her health demands it.
Father, her health is excellent.
Alan, I don't give a damn how you stop her. I just don't want those two within a mile of each other. And I certainly don't want to end up in the damn middle.
No, we can't let that happen.
No. And figure out some way, because of health, to get her on a plane for Palm Beach in the morning. Early in the morning.
We could tell her there's something terrible going around Port Charles.
Like what, the plague?
That's a little drastic.
Well, this situation calls for drastic, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid she'd smell a rat. That would really be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
What is ridiculous, Alan?
What, Mother?
I distinctly heard you say that something was ridiculous.
Yes, the news that I heard on the car radio while I was driving home was ridiculous.
Really? What news, Edward?
Alan will tell you, dear.
Alan?
You know the spa's supposed to open tomorrow.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so looking forward to it.
It's not opening tomorrow. What I heard on the radio was that a water main broke right underneath the spa, and they had to postpone it.
Really? Oh, no.
Yes, it's really terrible. They said the repairs might even take weeks.
Oh, what a shame. Don't you think that's a shame, Edward?
Oh, I do, dear. It's a great pity, but, well, you know, they say there's good in everything.
Even in a broken water main?
Darling, I was thinking about you. I mean, now you can go back to Palm Beach tomorrow, maybe even catch an early flight, and, well, come back, you know, several weeks from now when the spa opens again.
I don't think that's a bad idea, Mother.
I think it's an excellent idea. It's too damn cold around here anyway. It'd certainly be a great relief to me to know that you were not exposed to a chill.
You are so thoughtful, Edward. You know, sometimes I forget how concerned you are with my comfort.
Seldom leaves my mind, darling.
And you know, you may be right. Shall we go upstairs, darling? I've asked Stella just to bring us trays in our suite.
Oh, well, but you will go to Palm Beach tomorrow, then?
Well, now that you suggest it, yes, I think perhaps I will. Oh, poor Celia. She was so looking forward to that opening.
You are a miracle worker.
If I was a miracle worker, that girl would still be alive.
Now, on the record, Miss Brand, are you aware that your statement is being transcribed and that you are giving your account voluntarily, correct?
Now, I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
All right. Now, just tell us, in your own words, please, what transpired earlier this date relating to the accident and the subsequent death of the deceased.
Well, I went into the hotel room, the room that Blackie and Frisco usually work in, and that's where I found Lou.
And what was she doing when you arrived?
She was playing the tape of a song.
Just an ordinary tape of an ordinary song?
No, it was a song that I thought that Blackie had written, but the tape suggested that he didn't write it.
And what happened next?
Well, I got upset, certainly, and so did Blackie. We asked her to give us the tape.
Did she?
No, she refused.
And then?
Well, we argued about it. In fact, we demanded that she give us the tape.
Go on.
Well, things then got a little heated between Blackie and Lou, and then they started to struggle.
Struggle for physical possession of the tape.
Yes.
And what transpired then?
Well, I really don't know. All I know is they started to struggle, like I said, and Lou ended up on the floor.
In what condition?
She wasn't moving.
What did you do next?
I panicked. I freaked out.
Then?
Then I went out of the room and I got Frisco and we came rushing back into the room.
Where the deceased was still motionless on the floor.
Yeah, Blackie was holding her.
Okay, look, let's return to this tape and the song. Were you aware that Blackie had in fact stolen that song?
No, I didn't know for sure. You see, Josh, who's the bellboy, he had said that it was his song. He told me that he wrote it, but I didn't believe him.
Why?
Because that happens all the time in our business. Someone has a hit song, and then there's always a bunch of people that come out from the woodwork claiming to have written it.
But you said earlier that this tape indicated that Blackie hadn't written the song, right?
Yeah.
Where's this tape now?
I assume it's still someplace in the room.
We'll be better organized to have that picked up.
Right away, Lieutenant.
All right. Now, let's get back to Lou's fall here. Do you actually see it?
No, I didn't. Like I said, they were struggling, and Lou ended up on the floor.
Motionless.
Yeah, she wasn't moving.
Yet you didn't think to help her or find out why she was hurt or how she was hurt.
I told you, I went out, and I went to the room, and I got Frisco.
Let's get Frisco in here. That's if you have nothing else to add to this, Miss Brown.
I told you everything I know.
This is an ongoing investigation, and I have to ask you to stay in town and make yourself available for any further questions that we might need. All right?
Of course.
Good. That'll be all for now. Thank you. Off the record for the moment. Your name is Frisco.
That's right.
Is that correct? Right. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you some questions, which will be, well, the answers will be transcribed. Do you understand that?
Well, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, and probably not much, though.
Why do you say that?
Well, I wasn't there in the room. Steph probably told you she had to come and get me in my room.
Did she tell you that Blackie and Lou had been struggling, and that Lou was, well, Lou had fallen on the floor?
I don't really remember her exact words.
Try.
See, she was in shock. She kept saying, "Come with me," and, so that's what I did.
Back to the room where Blackie and Lou had had the struggle.
Right.
When you arrived in that room, what did you see?
Blackie was sitting on the floor.
Was he sitting on the floor alone? How?
No, he was crying. He was sitting on the floor with Lou, and he had her in his arms, kind of rocking.
Was she conscious?
No, she wasn't moving. Blackie said she'd be all right, and we all thought she would.
But she was far from being all right, wasn't she?
She was dying.
Now, you're at General Hospital when she in fact died. Is that correct?
Well, I left. I left with the others, with Blackie.
And after you left the hospital, accompanied by Captain Ramsey here, Blackie say anything to you?
Well, it wasn't exactly to me. It was... Well, it was to all of us.
What'd he say?
He kept saying it over and over.
What was that?
That I did it.
Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah. He kept saying, Lou's dead and I did it. Over and over. He kept saying that.
So I decided not to question any more of them again tonight. Obviously, we're only just getting started.
It's Rose that I feel sorry for. Well, all of them, really. Rick. And Blackie, he certainly didn't hurt Lou intentionally.
I have the same feeling. The thing is that Stephie's backed up his story, that Blackie and Lou were struggling when she fell.
What will happen to Blackie now?
Well, nothing for the rest of the evening. In the morning, I hope you'll realize a few things.
Such as?
That Lou's death was accidental and part of the fall, and that he was emotionally upset at the time of that statement of his, because I have a feeling it's exactly what happened.
Who's representing him?
He's refused a lawyer, but you can be sure that Rick will appoint him one tomorrow.
Does Tiffany know about this yet?
I reached her in New York. When she said, though, that she was coming back tomorrow, I held off telling her over the phone.
Oh, good. It's really awful getting bad news over the phone when you're alone.
Yeah. I decided that I'll go to the airport and break it to her then.
She's going to be devastated. She really loves Blackie a lot.
He's a good kid. We can't let him do this to himself. But the thing is that even if he changes his statement, he's going to have a lot of trouble ahead of him.
You mean the scandal?
Yeah. Even if Blackie didn't kill Lou, there's still the issue of this stolen song.
Which turned out to be a big hit.
And the fact that Blackie stole it is going to be big, big news.
Is it true, Blackie? Give us some answers. All we want to do is... Come on, knock it off, will you? Do you know what was going on with Blackie with the room? Blackie was the killer. Is that what happened? She wants every idea. Who was there when they got the body? Come on, let's go. Wait, Josh, Stephie!
You know, that's a good question. Where is Josh?
I have no idea. Right now, I could care less. All I know is because of tonight, it could have ruined me, my whole career, my whole life. Everything I care about, everything I've worked for, right down the drain.
Good God, you're unbelievable. Lou's dead. Blackie's sitting in jail. And you're worried about your career.
You're damned right I am.
Steph, what really happened tonight?
You know as well as I do. I tried to make that stupid girl hand over the tape.
And you were going to destroy it, right? You were going to cover the whole thing up.
You bet I was.
Even though you knew it was Josh's song.
The hell with Josh. You know, whether you realize it or not, that could have ruined you, too. You, Blackie, and the whole band.
But it was Josh's song.
He never could have proved it without that tape.
You know, I thought I knew you so well all along. but I sure didn't.
So wise up.
Oh, don't worry. I am, baby. More every minute. And you know something? This whole business stinks. I mean, really stinks.
Here they are. Hey, Frisco, were you in the room?
Pirelli? It's Stephie.
We've got big trouble. And I mean big.
Oh, Lou.